We are in a dangerous moment in the world because this is not just about the right to choice. This is about rule of law and democracy and who is a full person in the eyes of the law.
The most significant impact of Roe versus Wade being overturned is 32,000 lives saved as a result of states implementing laws that restrict abortion and save lives.
Since the Dobbs decision, which overturned the constitutional right to an abortion, we've really seen a monumental public health crisis, racial justice, human rights crisis unfolding across the entire country. 21 states so far have either banned or restricted abortion, and this is impacting half of all women of reproductive age across the nation.
So I think the overturning of Roe v. Wade has had a different effect depending on the state in which you live. If you live in Massachusetts, we've obviously expanded rights. Other states have followed suit. New York, Vermont, California, they've all really tried to protect abortion rights. I think in other states like Texas, and I pick on Texas because a lot of cases keep coming through Texas, it's been really dire. We just had the case a few weeks ago of Katie Cox, who had a severe and fatal fetal abnormality that could have resulted in her not being able to bear other children if she didn't have an abortion. And she was told by the Texas Attorney General that even though her case should have qualified for abortion care under Texas law, that no hospital in the state of Texas was allowed to perform that abortion. And I think that's really devastating. It's demoralizing for the whole country to hear that there are states that now think that people should just die rather than get abortion care. And that is really, I think, many, many steps backwards in terms of gender equality.
Justice Samuel Alito wrote for the court, "We hold that Roe must be overruled. The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision. Abortion," the court declared, "is critically different from any other right that this court has held to fall within the 14th Amendment's protection of liberty, because it destroys what Roe and Casey call fetal life, and what the law now before us describes as an unborn human being."
A lot of people were angered by the Dobbs decision. A lot of people were scared by the Dobbs decision because the media and our elected officials were scaring women, saying, "You will not be able to get an abortion. You will be forced into giving birth." You know, this narrative, the rhetoric was so heated and so false. There were so many additional lies being thrown around that pregnancy resource centers came under direct fire because they don't offer abortion, and they were somehow seen as taking away choice.
I really think that for anti-abortion extremists, this is part of their playbook. They want to ensure that there's chaos and confusion to prevent people from accessing care, even in states where abortion is legally protected by the state.
I think that the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade told people that this is not settled policy. This is not something that was decided 25 years ago and is never going to be discussed again. I think that as technology advances, as science advances, people have a different take on life and on the entire pregnancy and birth process. And so this conversation, I think, is ever evolving and ever changing. And the fact that the Supreme Court chose to overturn that decision effectively gave people permission to have this political conversation because it's not set policy.
When you legislate medicine to the point that you have decided, rather than the doctor has decided, the best course of treatment, you run into far too many dangerous situations. And that's the fear if the federal government just decides they're going to impose some sort of restriction. I would hope that if they do take action, and I have limited hope that they'll take action anytime soon, but I hope that if they take action, it is the most expansive, medically centered type of legislation that could pass, that effectively restores rights and allows doctors to make decisions in the best interest of their patients and for patients to make decisions about their own bodies.